Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction. We're checking out the two brand new music videos from SB19, DUNGKA and Time. So without further ado, I believe we're supposed to start off with DUNGKA. So let's get into it. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. Very anthemic. Doggy. It's a hungry boy.
May kumatok sa pintuan kong nakakandado. Parang ibang nagpupumilit kahit di imbitado. Boy halatadong
Ooh. Damn.
Galawang para sa kaling tuto. Nang magtangkapang sumalise. Daming patibong nag-aaral.
Love the little growl there. Nice. Damn, Ken.
Sa kaliwa, mag-ingay tayong lahat para sa SB. Yeah!
SB, let's go.
Saka na naman! Wag na yan!
He did him dirty.
Pakinggan naman natin ngayon, 1 minuto para sa SB!
Kasi dito basta-basta pusta di mo kaya, oy. Pakitik sa
Umpa-lumba. Nice.
di rin nabayaan niya sa baba. Kapag ako na, nagpakawala. Baka ikaw pa ang paghahanapin nila.
Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Whoa. Ken is channeling his inner Dennis Rodman. Honestly, with the outfit and the hair and then like just the persona in general, wouldn't surprise me if it's an inspiration.
Ako na, nagpakawala. Baka ikaw pa ang paghahanapin nila.
Man, the cosplay girls are really cool. I wonder that's some sort of a collaboration? Ew. Okay. That's some sort of a politician or something? Oh. Whoa. Honestly, for some reason, visually, this reminds me of what? Like the speakers and stuff, or like the flag. Damn.
Ako si Stel. Kanta ka sa akin.
Ew. This is relentless. I love how it keeps on going. The facial expression of some of the people there. Ooh. Damn. That is so anthemic and like celebratory. And I love like the big bully basically couldn't handle that noise anymore, which is the music. This feels like a real tribute to like the people. Oh, okay, that's cool. Oh my god. Damn. After looking up some information about this music video online for like the last 10-15 minutes, I really appreciate this even more because SB19 is kind of like shining a spotlight on the culture in a way, on the streets, on the people, the ones who might feel forgotten, the ones who might feel like they're being suppressed, or the ones who feel like they don't have a voice just in general, or those who want to vocalize themselves, but they vocalize themselves in their own way and they feel as if, you know, they are not allowed to. There's a really cool emphasis. There's like corn that they were eating and holding as well. I believe from a quick search that corn is like the second most powerful, the second most popular crop in the Philippines, not too far off of rice actually. There's an emphasis on street food. There's an emphasis on street basketball as well, when Ken is going Dennis Rodman on that one dude as well. There is like that one big bully who is basically like a nuisance to everyone else. You know, he's terrorizing everyone, and then SB19 orchestrates this event and basically puts him down. He's like representing the haters in a way who have become the minority, if that makes sense. There's an interesting emphasis on this politician dude who comes in, everybody's excited to see him, they shake his hand, and then you see there's a poster, Jun Tayuyam or Tanuyam or something, I don't remember how it's pronounced, but I think one of the words means junior, so I'm pretty sure that SB19 is kind of like throwing shade at like politicians potentially, or a specific politician, in terms of you are not the man of the people, you're just pretending to be, and if you are going to be in charge, you're just going to make this shit a whole lot worse for the rest of us. So everybody's shaking his hand, and then the second the speakers become louder and louder, and like the people are feeling like the tremblings from the performance that SB19 is making, everybody runs away from the politician, and the politician throws a temper tantrum basically and acts like a little kid who doesn't know what to do now. From a quick article, I found that there's all kinds of different like musicians, icons, content creators as well. One individual that was featured is the one in the dress, who apparently is Vice Ganda, who is a very big personality in the Philippines, was on some big show, and is also, from a quick search, is kind of like a big figure in the LGBTQ community, I think. Also, so it's kind of like emphasizing, like SB19 is kind of like the lyrics of them shouting, you know, move out the way. It's like, let go of old, like maybe prejudice, hate, old school way of thinking, maybe focus on the people, and the people are plenty and they vary, and it's everything and everyone, and no one gets left behind, something along those lines. I also I love DUNGKA like channeling his inner Dennis Rodman in a way, and I love like that hater. Basically at first he's kind of like terrorizing everyone, and like the way he's eating, like the fact that they made him feel so disgusting, it's almost like a metaphor for the hatred that he carries, feeling so disgusting, rather than just him eating in a very unpleasant way, but it's more so to represent that he has become the minority in this, because he's just a hater who doesn't have any say or any voice anymore as SB19, much like Ken is like smacking that ball and blocking it. It's like, get the fuck out of here with that hatred and with that attitude. The whole rap battle that they had with SB and Lepook, like that 1 minute, it's kind of like basically it's kind of like Josh Gucci Man and Pablo kind of like talking shit to the shit talker himself, the hater, that they're basically are tired of his shit. You know, that's all you got, you're just rotten. You know, when others succeed you get all cranky. Like that individual basically represent all of the haters that either SB19 is getting, or all the haters that the people of the Philippines might get whenever somebody starts to express themselves or start to get some popularity. You know, some of the famous people that were featured in the music video, you know, that's all you got, Pablo says, dude, that's whack. If I were to let loose, you might go missing. You know, if I'm gonna go out on you, you might not make it back, which kind of reminds me in a way of a song like Bazinga, for example, a song like What is specifically something that this music video reminds me of, because of like the anthemic sound, the flags, and just in general it carries a very similar vibe to it, if that makes sense. So I really enjoyed that, and it's like the people just don't give a shit about the haters anymore. And I love the transition from like the gaming cosplay to actually bringing them back to life and collaborating with them as Josh high fives them. Like that was really cool. After Ken drops that block, you have the hater come up again, and everybody just tells him to go fuck himself. Like I absolutely love the fact that, you know, the people have spoken and no amount of hate is gonna be tolerated anymore. So as the music gets louder, also the hater cannot take it anymore, and it's like all this music is like this noise that is about to blow his fucking brain, which is really cool too. And then again, there's like a really beautiful I guess spotlight on the culture and the streets just in general, whether it's the food, the music, the street dancing, the basketball, the culture just in general, and like celebrating it with all of the there's also something very like political in a way, that as we talked about, that individual who could potentially represent a politician that might ruin whatever is going on. In terms of, you know, not being a man of the people, not understanding the people, but only doing it for power and greed or something along those lines. So the hater is losing his shit because the music gets louder, because the people are joining in. The more people you have, the more undeniable we become, and the more you want to actually get the fuck out, because your words and your hatred is basically meaningless. And then stepping that red line was also kind of cool, almost like a finish line in a way, while also having like the cross. It's interesting because it's like we're from all kinds of different walks of life. I might do one thing, or I'm into something else, or I look a certain way. It doesn't mean that we don't have the same beliefs. It's just the way that we don't let the beliefs twist us, which kind of reminds me of how, you know, people love to manipulate, you know, religions to their favors and use religion to fool people or pretend as if they're better than someone else just because they're holier than thou and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, who are you to be better than me? You know, I have the same beliefs. I just don't pretend to be better than anyone else. So that's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting. And I love like that dude that is kind of like, I'm still, and he's like doing the hip thrust too. That was really funny. It's just absolutely fun. I I wouldn't surprise me if that's like a content creator as well from the Philippines or something, but I love the way Stell kind of like pushes him aside. It was really, really hilarious. And the court, like that was again really, really cool. And then there's the emphasis again on like the acceptance of everyone and the appreciation of everyone with Vice Ganda, if I'm not mistaken, is the name. Everything from like the outfits to the styling, just in general, it's incredibly celebratory and anthemic, down to earth also, and just an awesome fucking ride. And I love the way that chorus, it doesn't end. It's a never ending chorus and it keeps on going and going and going. It feels like if SB19 ever kind of got the chance to perform at like a big time festival, like a Coachella or like a Lollapalooza or something like that, like this would go pretty fucking hard. And they're burning everything too, as you see. This one frame basically represents like SB19's message in terms of we accept everyone and everyone should be accepted no matter what you believe in, what you do, what you like, don't like it, as long as you have kind of like respect and love in your heart and you're not a hater, you know, you have a room with us, and that's what we preach. Ah, shit, this is going to be sentimental.
Rotting in bed, numb and upset. The hands on a clock, I'm moving along and feels like I'm dead, but I'm here instead. Please make it stop. I'm always wrong and stuck inside my never-ending thoughts. I'm trying hard 'cause I don't want it cast.
My God, Ken. Wait, those vocals by Ken were absolutely incredible.
I'm trying hard 'cause I don't want it cast.
Oh my God. The hurt and the way he says cost is insane. Ooh.
One day we'll run out of time. Memories will leave them behind. Many things we can control. I hope you know it's better to try. 'Cause one day we'll run out of. All of these are natural. No one's really in control, but we live a little 'cause we know when we vanish we don't really go. So I try to run an extra mile, hoping for a sign. If there isn't one, then I'm leaving mine. Never those behind, seeking you will find. There's no reason not to try. Watching everything from the backseat is beautiful, but at times it gets really ugly. You already know what to do when we got nothing to lose. But we're not changing with trust, fighting for whatever cause. If the light's dying, don't you ever cease to refuse. Stuck inside my never-ending thoughts. I'm trying hard 'cause I
There's the
know
poster.
what it costs. 'Cause one day we'll run out of time. Memories will leave them behind. Many things we can control. I hope you know it's better to try. 'Cause one day we'll run out of time. Memories will leave them behind. Darling, when push comes to shove, your best is enough. It won't hurt to try. 'Cause one day we'll run out of time and time again. You raise things I don't understand. Wrench all over, still lying. They're all I can. I'm well aware there's no reason in this
Jesus.
world, so I'll never ever walk away with stones left unturned. 'Cause if I'm leaving anyway, I'm spending every day.
Oh my God.
In the night sky, hoping it'll lead away for better days. Savor every moment with me while we're here, 'cause I don't want them.
Wait, that's shit. Let's take it back.
Day will run out of time and time again. You raise things I don't understand. Wrench all over, still lying. They're all I can. I'm well aware
Holy shit. The way that note sounded like something Michael Jackson would sing was incredible. I think I compared Pablo's vocals to Michael Jackson's once, and just listen to that little part there. It just sounds legitimately as if it's Michael Jackson singing or something.
like it. I'm well aware there's no reset in this world, so I'll never ever walk away with stones left unturned. 'Cause if I'm leaving anyway,
Shit.
I'm spending every day gathering stars in the night sky, hoping it'll lead away for better days. Savor every moment with me while we're here, 'cause I don't want them.
Let's take it back. And yes, I'm just denying the inevitable twist as we see her bleeding from the nose, and I don't wanna see what happens because it's too obvious anyway. But like that whole section, the boys are doing such a phenomenal job. Like the amount of hurt
Like it. I'm well aware there's no reset in this world,
is insane.
so I'll never ever walk away with stones left unturned. 'Cause if I'm leaving anyway, I'm spending every day gathering stars in the night sky, hoping it'll lead away from
That's
better
amazing.
days. Savor every moment with me while we're here, 'cause I don't want them.
Oh my god, that note. That keychain.
Time, memories will leave them behind. Many things we can control. And I hope you know it's better to try. One day we'll run out of
Time, memories will leave them behind. Many things we can control. I hope you know it's better to try. 'Cause one day we'll run out of time. Memories will leave them behind. Darling, when push comes to shove, your best listener, it won't hurt to try. 'Cause one day we'll run out of
No more. Wow. You knew that from the second they showed the whole like framed photos in the beginning that one of them is dying, but there was like one framed photo of like the daughter in the nursing outfit, and I thought for a second that would be the mother who passes. So the twist on the daughter, the one who passed because, you know, I guess tumor or whatever it was that caused her nose to bleed and everything that happened afterwards, and the only thing that she worried about is to recreate that recipe from her mom because that's what she grew up on. And even in the daughter's dying days, she was trying to get a taste of home, you know, that meal that was cooked to her by her mother when she was little. It was so wholesome. And then the heartbreak when you see the mother see that meal with the note, and then you see the fridge with all the steps of how to cook this meal, and one of the most important steps is obviously cook with your heart, which I thought was really, really wholesome. And you know, even though the daughter was far away from home, that meal was basically the one thing that she that was a reminder of home, and one thing that made her feel as if she is at home as she's going through like this grueling life of barely sleeping, working all day, and the only sense of, you know, relief that she ever got was to cook that meal or to talk to her mother, to celebrate her birthday, and just to have those little moments with her, as in between she was always like working herself to death. And then the twist of like thinking that you have your whole life ahead of you, only for life to have other plans for you. And then that nosebleed and that whole twist. And even though she was going through it, she never gave up on her own life in a way. Like, she was still working her ass off. She was still working at that nursery place with that individual who she was taking care of. Even though she was falling asleep on the bus, she was still trying to be strong for someone else, as she by herself was very, very weak because she was tired. As the lyrics basically kind of like represent that whole ordeal anyway. Rotting in bed, numb and upset, feels like I'm dead, but I'm here instead. Stuck inside my never-ending thoughts. I'm trying hard because I know what it cost. And the chorus, one day we'll run out of time and the memories will leave them behind. And, you know, it's better to try than to live life full of regret as you're on your deathbed and you realize all the things that you could have done and you didn't because you thought that you had enough time, or at that time it felt like it was meaningless or worthless, or you could do it another time. And, you know, at the end of the day, you should never take anything for granted. Basically, that's kind of like the gist of the lyrics, and how life basically kicks you when you least expect it, as happens in the music video, as they're all happy even though the daughter is struggling clearly with her job and she's just busting her ass. And despite that, she still puts on a happy face for her mom. She still tries to feel like home with the meal that her mom cooked her. So she's trying to perfect and recreate that same recipe to get a taste of home, even though she is very far away. It was beautiful, and I also really love the lyrics. Time and time again, it rains things I don't understand. I'm drenched all over, still I endure all I can, and I'm well aware there's no reset in this world, so I'll never walk away with stones left unturned. So to leave no stone unturned is basically an expression that means to do everything possible to find something or to solve a problem. It is often used to praise someone's work in a way, or just to try anything you can to achieve what you want. In the lyrics, it rains things I don't understand, and I'm drenched all over, and still I endure it all. It kind of like, you know, really makes you appreciate SB19's kind of like their struggles and everything that they've been through, and despite all of their struggles, they endured it and they kept on going. So even though it rains, and when it rains it pours, and I don't understand half the shit that is raining on me because I don't deserve it, or I don't know why do I even get this, I'm still going to persevere, and I'm going to be okay no matter what. So in the end, it doesn't matter how much it rains, I will endure it all because I have a goal. And at the end of the day, also they say, because if I'm leaving anyway, I'll be spending every day scattering stars in the night sky, hoping it'll lead the way for better days. Savor every moment with me while we're here. It's like, if I got nothing to lose, then I don't care how much it rains or who says what to me or whatever happens in my life. I'm going to endure it, and I'm going to persevere no matter what. The ending also, darling, when push comes to shove, your best is enough. It won't hurt to try, because one day we'll run out of time. It's almost like SB19 is kind of like putting a hand on your shoulder as you're down on your knees and are kind of like done with the world and are about to give up completely. They come to you and it's like, darling, you know, it's gonna be okay. It won't hurt to try. The worst thing that can happen, you know, you're not going to succeed, but it's gonna be much worse to feel as if you had a missed opportunity that you deliberately missed out on and didn't do when you had the opportunity and had the time, and now that you're out of it, your life is going to be filled with regret. Like, no one wants to go out of this life filled with regret. So live a life worth living. Even if you fail, it's better to fail than to feel regret and feel, you know, your whole life being a big what if. This visual specifically is really, really heartbreaking because of how cold it is. The facial expression as she's beginning to feel like the cold sweats, she's beginning to, you know, the nosebleeds begin, and she just feels as if this is probably one of the last few times I'm going to see myself in this mirror. And also from like a metaphorical perspective, this kind of like feels like she's become a zombie, and you know, sometimes we live to survive, or we don't necessarily live to live our life to the fullest, and we're just living because that's the only thing that we can do. Just work your 9 to 5, bust your ass, and just do everything that you need to just survive the day. And I actually really appreciate the fact that, you know, even though the daughter is like kind of like on her deathbed as she's making that last meal and the shot fades to black and that's the last time we see her, as the lyrics say, there's no reset in this world, and you see like the visuals are just so incredibly heartbreaking. She's completely out of it. Like, the sickness has taken over her, the tiredness, the sickness, just the hurt that she's going through. The fact that in her dying days, as the lyrics say, if I'm leaving anyway, I'm gonna spend every day scattering stars in the night sky. So even though she's on her literal deathbed, she still made that last meal as almost like a thank you in a way to her mom, as it's the same meal that her mom cooked her when she was a kid. So like, it's kind of like completing that circle in a way. It was just absolutely beautiful. Like, in her dying day, she still thought about not just her mom, but one of the happiest memories of her own childhood. And that's kind of like the best way that she thought that she could go out of this life in some way, is by, you know, thinking of her mom and cooking that meal that her mom used to cook her. So this music video was absolutely incredible, heartbreaking, and shot phenomenally, directed phenomenally, and the ladies did a phenomenal job, and the singing by the boys here was absolutely spectacular. Probably their most heartbreaking song. I'll say that it's even more sad than Mappa, honestly, because to me it's kind of like every parent's worst nightmare. To live a life where you passed your son or your daughter, you know, it's kind of like heartbreaking to have to lose a child when you thought that they had their whole life ahead of them, and you ended up outliving them. That's gotta be like an amazingly horrible tragedy, and that's why I feel like the song is even more heartbreaking and more emotional than anything else that SB19 has done. So this was incredible. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, as always, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, check out the rest of my SB19 reactions, of course, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and be well and safe wherever you are. See ya.